Hi everybody, I am delighted that you invested in the Office Management Made Easy Home Study Package. Actually, you got a franchise in a box, and what a phenomenal package that you just got. What I want to do is I want to spend a few minutes going through how you need to go about implementing the system so that you'll be phenomenally successful and understand right off the bat that this is a whole program on how to run a real estate office, and there's a lot to it. So that's why you've got 6 manuals on this, and I'm briefly going to go through each one. But what I'll do at the end is show you a way to implement the whole program. First off, the President's Manual. This is about your job. How you implement that. And the neat thing about this, when you get into it, there's a couple audios in here, but I've got a number of different forms on this thing. One is the new employees. When they come in, I've got an 85 PowerPoint slide presentation that I put together. You've got it too here. Now the neat thing about this is what I found was when you hire a new employee, you can't remember everything to tell them on the first day. You want to have them hit the ground running. So what I did was I put together a PowerPoint presentation, runs by itself. You plug it in. The neat thing about it is you have to tailor this to you, to your company obviously, but once you do that, then you got it. And the other one is the form CD that I use for hiring folks. So you've got that, and also the audios and the manual. How do you implement this? Well, go through the audios. There's 3 of them here, and go through the manual, and then take a look at the form CD and get in there and get the PowerPoint slides set up, and you're good to go on that. The second manual is running the office, and the neat thing about this is a powerful system. Everything I do to run the office, I've got 4 audios and a form CD with that and the manual, and that's the way I want you to go through. I want you to go through the audios first, listen to those, go through the manual, read that, and then you can pop in and print out the forms. There are check sheets in there that you need, and that's one of the cool things about this system is it is a system, and the backbone of my system is the check sheets, and you get all my check sheets with this system. The next one, this is the heavy duty one. This is the one that costs so much time, effort, and money to create, and this is the procedures. I've had a number of people I've paid over the years to help create those, along with myself. And what you got in here is 2 forms and the procedures. And what you're going to do with this is you got to go on in, and I'd print them all out, take a look at them, and figure out which ones you need to implement right away. And then you need to tailor them. Some of them might have a phone number for one of the businesses that I do business with here in town. You'll have to change that to your area. The 4th manual is the acquisitions and sales. This is where you're getting out and you're buying and selling properties, where I have gone through and interviewed my acquisition manager, and also I created a position called liaison position, and I've got an audio on that where I interviewed her, plus the forms CD for this. Once again, go through the audios, go through the manuals, and then take a look at the forms. The next manual is the one for the sales associate. What I did was I went through and figured out that one of the toughest things was to communicate to a new person how I wanted my business structure to sell properties. And so what I did was I created a manual for them, and on this CD is the manual. So what you can do is create your own manual for your company, but use mine as a foundation. And then finally, employees. As your business grows and you start to hire employees, the employees need a manual. What I've got here is the employee manual. There's a form CD in here for the forms for employees that they need on the first day when they start the job, but there's also the forms for the manual itself. So you can use this as a springboard for your company. Now, what I've done is, since this is a franchise, is I have created an overview on how to implement the whole system. So when you go back into the President's Manual, what you're going to find is this page. This is 20 steps of how to implement this whole system, because what you need to do is you need to get organized on how you implement this. So the first step is carve out time to implement. Second step is to put it in your planner. But then it goes on and on down through these 20 steps on what you need to do. It walks you through the whole process. So once you've taken a look at the manuals, come back in, print this thing out, and this is when the rubber meets the road. This is when you are ready to implement. I've also put in the system in the President's Manual. Right along with that is a task list. This is what you fill out, and I've used this in the past to where when I want to create a task and implement a big program, here's the template that I use. The other thing you need to know, and that you'll see in the President's Manual, is what we're talking about is taking chaos out of your business. And the way you take chaos out of your business is there is processes in your company that you need to document so that you can have a cookie cutter. You can reinvent yourself, if you will, and run these over and over and over. I should have said replicate, and that's exactly what this is. This is the structure where you're up here at the top. You've got a find system, how you find your properties, how you fund them, how do you fix them, how do you flip them. And then if you explode this down through one of these legs, it looks like that. This is taking the find system and all the different miniature processes that you've got to implement within that system. You know, running a real estate business is a big undertaking. You know, when you first get into it, you think, hey, it's a piece of cake, and then once you do get into it, then you go through a lot of education. What you're really getting educated on is all these miniature processes, and along the way you're having to make decisions on each one, on what you want to do, what you like, and how you want your company to run. And along the way, as you grow, you bring in employees, well, you have to communicate how you expect the business to run. That's the procedures, that's what you got, that's the check sheets that you have in these systems. So what I've done here is created a franchise in a box, if you will, how I run my real estate business. It gives you the opportunity to use that as a springboard and a foundation, actually, on how to run your business. So I just wanted to take the time to let you know that you got a marvelous system, that you've got something at your fingertips, that it's not going to run by itself, but what will happen is once you take the chaos out of your business, the goal is that it runs by itself, and that's the bigger picture. So jump into it, carve out some time every week to implement it. You aren't going to implement it overnight, but over time it'll make a tremendous impact in your business. And the bottom line is, when you take chaos out of your business, what you do is you're able to drop the profit right to the bottom line where it's supposed to go, and it's not being chewed up with chaos and everything else in your business. So to your wealth, and enjoy.